This is the biggest gem squeeze that we have seen so far on the Veve app, and Ecomi is not at all bear market proof. Hey guys, it's a patient hodler coming at you with another video, and in this one I want to talk about exactly those two topics. First of all, the Veve gem squeeze, and in the second part about the reaction of Ecomi to the global situation and if there is more downside to come for Ecomi. But before we start, please keep in mind that I'm a crypto and NFT investor and not a financial advisor. So please do your own research before you ape into Ecomi and or the Veve collectibles. Also, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like, subscribe to my channel, tap the bell to always get notified whenever I upload a video, and let me know in the comments below what you think about the gem squeeze and Ecomi in a bear trend. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. So regarding the gem squeeze, I have said that this is the biggest gem squeeze that we have seen on the Veve app, and maybe it is not the worst in terms of how deep the price of a specific collectible could go, but overall there were many collectibles liquidated and many gems set free already. And the reasons for these are a combination of several reasons. First of all, we had a drop marathon with a lot of James Bond drops, some golden moments, lots of comics, and the Black Panther one with 2.9 million gems that have been spent on the store in 1 second. Now, the other side is that Veve has announced the beta of the MTL and cash out, and this will enable some people to already cash out and have the functionality for testing purposes. And so probably some people are preparing for a possible cash out. Then there is also some success being reported against bots, and therefore many bots try to liquidate what they still have in their stock, and if they do it all at once, you have an additional sellout that came into the market. Now with MTL coming to the app, this also changes some factors that were before proven, which is that with the lack of cash out options, also the outside world and what happened in the crypto space and in the world of assets in general did not impact or affect the prices on the app. So for example, the identification of subtypes of the ongoing plague have not at all affected the Veve NFTs, but crypto, the stock market, and other investment types. Now the gate is open to have cash in and cash out, and therefore this will also drag in the effects of global phenomena and incidents into the prices of the Veve app, as investors try to reallocate and rebalance their portfolios according to their strategies in reaction and response to what is happening in the world. Now, to put that in context, what is happening in the world? First of all, we had a lot of uncertainty because no one knew a couple of days ago whether Russia will attack the Ukraine or not. The interesting thing is that if something is being suspected, but investors don't know what exactly will happen, markets tend to go down. But when there is clarity, and even if it's a horrible clarity, the counter movement of, okay, we priced that in, now we can move on with our buying, is suddenly reality. For example, in the recent days, there was first the uncertainty how Russia will exactly proceed and how the NATO and the Western countries will react to that. And when the clarity was in, yes, there is war, and yes, there is an attack on the capital and the whole country, but on the other side, the West doesn't react with countermeasures in the military way, but more with sanctions in financial, resource, supply chain, and so on ways. It came to at least a little moment of clarity. It came to a situation of more certainty, and we have immediately seen the whole crypto market turn around and move into green, also because Putin said that they would be open to some possible negotiations. Anyways, another factor is the Fed, the rate hikes, and the inflation that is occurring all over the world as a side effect to the extensive money printing and the supply chain issues during the pandemic. We had the same phenomenon of investors selling off until the Fed meeting happened, and it was clear that rate hikes will come. And even though this is a negative declaration for some investors, it was still certainty and therefore priced in, and the counter movement began as well. Now, to sum it all up, the big factors that are influencing right now are the Ukraine and Russian crisis and how the West will continue to react, the side effects of the 2 years ongoing pandemic with crushed supply chains, lack of financial policy, and the inflation that is still on the move. Then we also have the pandemic itself going on and the possibility of more variants and subtypes being discovered. And finally, the chip crisis and the relationship between China and Taiwan. So in 1 year of Veve, this could be actually the first time that outside factors like these influence price movement within the Veve app, in the gem sphere, and in the NFTs. Now let's get to the second point, and that is closely related to all the incidents and global phenomena that I just mentioned, and that is the Omi price. We have all heard the claims that Ecomi would be bear market proof, and I think the best example for this not to be true is the current Omi price movement that has started to plunge with the Fed rate hike announcements and then continued to go deeply into the red with the Ukraine and Russian crisis. Although the Ecomi price is heavily driven by whale wallets at the moment, it still reacts as all the other assets to what is going on in the world. The question in the beginning is not only if it's bear market proof or not. I think we have seen already it's not bear market, not bear trend, and not crisis proof, but if it can go deeper than that. And for that, we are going to the PC and we are looking at the chart real quick. There is something that I want to show you on this chart, and I'm not that much of a TA guy, as I always say, but sometimes I look at it to just get an idea what could be going on with the price action in the future. So you can then, based on that, make your own assumptions and come to your own conclusions. But basically what I see here is that we have 3 major support, or depending on where we are, resistance lines. And the ones that I want to show you are this one and this one. And as you can see here, in July, we have been coming up in this relief rally after our lowest point and hit our head at this overhead resistance, came back down basically to this support, not exactly, but almost there, and then tried it again, hit our head, came down, and then broke through that and retested on it. So it's basically a very clear to see support or resistance line. And then afterwards, after retesting and bouncing our head at this overhead resistance, we came back several times here to test it from above, and if it's tested enough, you are slicing through it and breaking below. Now what we can see here is the price broke below and came back up, hit the head, and is currently heading down again. So in my opinion, this could mean that we are, and we see this long candlestick here, that we are coming down again, and that we have already taken out a lot of these stop sells here, so that we come down here again to this new support level. And this new support level we see here once, twice, here we see it again as a retest, and basically this, if we come down to it, would be the next touch of this lower support line. And in my opinion, this would be a very good entry, but I'm not sure if we will drop that low. It will mainly depend on the fundamental factors and how they develop in the whole world, as mentioned before in the video. And with that, I'm already at the end of this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button, and wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and see you in the next video.